It's a very good evening to you. How are you doing? It's shiny Sunday. Shiny-ish Sunday. I did wear leather earlier today, but I've actually took it off. And because I just felt like being a bit cosy. I'm not actually in leather, I'm not in latex, but I'm in shiny. Oh, no, the clock is wrong. Not 18. That's European time though, that's correct for you guys. Cold, yeah, it is very cold, and I'm just wondering. My heat up. It is very cold. It's currently, according to my thing, 5 degrees out. So, brrr, your word. So, it's new. It's new. Well, if you've seen my Instagram, if you've seen my main Instagram, my Loony Instagram, you will see that I have purchased something. I have purchased an item. A rather superb item, and yes, I've been buying stuff. So, bought myself a little drone. It is a DJI Neo. Did a little video of me, the drone pulling away from me. And what else have I done? No. What else I have done is I have also today, because I've been studying it for a couple of weeks, I have also taken and passed my exam. So I am now officially licensed to. I can legally fly that. I can legally fly it, and it is a licensed drone. So I am totally above board and legal with this thing. So when I was flying it today, I was celebrating my new license. And problem is, I don't know, I'll show you the video because Instagram doesn't really work very well on my PC. If you go on Instagram, you'll see the video. It's quite cool. It looks very cool. It's only about 9 seconds long. It's on my main Noman Looney one. So yeah, it wasn't a difference. Being perfectly honest, perfectly frank, it wasn't. It's because of the weather. I had to put this one on. The weather said feel cold, so I had to put it on. I'd got the bees. The bees are happy, ready to wear, and I thought, no, this one. I've also ordered some Magna Carta Cartel t-shirts. They'll be coming over the next few days. Spent a lot of money. Bought the kit as well. Bought the kit. It comes with, because I don't know if you know, but drones, they literally eat the batteries. You get about 18 minutes of battery. Bought the multi-charger pack with a charger. So hopefully, it also came with a controller. I'm hoping for a few more bits. So that's the shirt. These are the pantaloons. You've probably never seen before. They're actually denim. They're like a coated, painted denim, and they're coated with an iridescent, sort of coloured stuff. And they look really cool. They're very, very, very comfy. Worn them at Alton Towers a few times. Worn them to various things, and they go very well with my new rocks. The only thing is, they are quite a slim fit at the bottom of the legs, but they are very, very, very stretchy material. So we're all good. So I thought I'd wear these. They're good. I did actually consider wearing red latex jeans, but you know, it's a 3-hour stream, and it's when you're in latex, it's nice, but it's a lot. I mean, what I thought about doing is making the Sunday stream a 2-hour stream again. Perhaps putting a third one in the week instead, but I don't know. I can get a lot done. Yes, the shoes are very much still visible. They are huge boots. They are massive boots, those new rocks. So anyway, we are going to go into Valheim. because that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to go to the side view of Valheim. And what we have is, of course, you know, the giant Fenris wheel, which at the moment does not have a sign. Not have a sign or a name, but it does need naming. Oh, I did. A giant Fenris wheel. I just called it the giant. So we have the pirate ship, which also isn't still named. However, I didn't even realise when I did it. I lined it up really well, look. Lined it up really well. I didn't even realise that when I did it. So you're walking down the path, you see that ginormous thing ahead of you. I did a really good job with that, look. The Valheim. Hey, that's a good idea. It wouldn't be the Valheim eye. Who's only got one eye? Which particular Viking character only has one eye? Indeed. Odin. So. Right, I wonder if I can do an eye on the middle of that. If I could do an eye up there. I don't know. So, what have I done? Well, I built this decking and I finished this decking. Do you remember I was building that and putting sort of lighting in trees and things and just make it look really nice? And then I did this lovely curved bridge into fly mode. You can see that. That's how it finished. I love that. Absolutely love how it's turned out. I was actually just going to put I think it just needs one more rock or two more rocks. Finish the oh, my bloody keyboard's not doing its thing. Let me start the Razor app. Sign apps, that's the one. Bloody Razor. Got to wait for that to start up. If it does. If it ever starts. At the moment I can't resize things. You gonna start? Is Razor gonna start? Or am I gonna have to go into the task manager and kill the task again? Because that's what I did last week, if you remember. I just need a window that puts me. That's it. Task manager. That Razor's got about 8 million apps running again. We're betting it's done it again. There we go, look, Razor crew. All the Razor tasks there, look. Razor's software really is absolute wank. It is absolute bob. I'm sure it's starting more tasks as I do them. I think that's just crashed all the Razor tasks. Yeah. So does that mean now have my copy paste, let's say. Question. Repeat that. There we go. So let's rotate that, shrink it down a little. No, we don't have it. Still don't have it. Macaroni. I'm loading radius with synapse again. Synapsing again. Right back to Valheim. Not working here at all. Hang on, did I just see it? Nope. I could put them onto, I could map them onto these side mouse buttons actually, but no, I paid a lot of money for the fucking keyboard. Yeah, Razor's not even running, look. Battery on my mouse needs charging, so I'll get that on charge while I'm thinking about it. This mouse does really well on battery. I bet it's done it again. End all the haptic service and all that lot. End everything, Razer. Hope my computer doesn't crash. Right. Everything Razer closed. Let's try uploading synapse again. Yeah, I hate trying to build without my keyboard working right. Close signal RGB down. Well. I can't remember how you close it, actually. How you close. Yeah. Not working. Is it? Really isn't working, is it? Razer is wank. Here, Razer. Your software. Let's have a word about it. Right, let me close signal RGB. I think it's there you close signal actually. It's signal. That's killed keyboard. Right, Razer is running, look. Razer is now running. There we go, that's just flashed. Does that mean that's now got my keys? Yeah, that's it. I got my circles. Right, let's just get rid of that rock that I've just pruned by mistake. Let's make sure there's no above it. No, no above it. Get rid of that rock. Let's pick up another rock 3. Get that. I don't want it as big as that. I want something in that bay there. It's like K. Oh, let me show you what I've done. You dudes, now we're in. So yeah, that's the bridge that I built. That is like, it's quite clean. I did wonder about putting a second line sweeping down there, but then I thought, you know, you might be overdoing it a little bit. The bridge I built. And then we've now got a ride called Thor. Or Tyre. And I even put a sign in, look. This is how determined I am that this one is going to be the best theme park ever. I mean, that lot up there, that still needs a load of work over that side of the park. But this is what an area is going to look like when it's finally themed. Although I do need to reduce that by one because I realised I foolishly put the put the thingy too far up. I realised it was too tall. Right. So this is, yeah, I have been very busy. So we've now got a bar called the Black Forest Grill. Just back to how you will see it mode. Got a counter. Open fires. Nice chimney effect up there to get the smoke out. Nice little lead tables. You can eat the food. I encourage you to eat the food. We've got a tree through the middle of it, which I thought just looked really cool. That was already there, the tree, and I just thought I'd build it around the tree, and it just happened to work. So this is in the Black Forest. That's the outside seating area. We've got a lower seating area, or standing area here with some of those benches. And then what I have built is that bad boy, which is a launched freefall. So again, with all my rides, I like them to be able to sit on them, on the rides, and they are functional from that point of view. For Booth, the operator, which I won't go into because this is how I've done it. Paths on and off. Got a bar, we've got that ride, and then the other thing I've done, cut through path, and I've called it the Great Spirit Way, after a song by my favourite band called IQ. What a skeleton there. And I put a rib cage in to go through. Smoky. Old sword. Very, very creepy. That's just a little path through the theme park. Little cut through because the main path is now getting built. Main paths tend to be 4 wide. Like that sort of width. I'm taking that round because that is going to lead eventually the boat go wee. Also there's a helmet here which is just a background thing. I just basically wanted to mask it because it is at the very edge of the plains. I wanted to mask it so it didn't look like it was in plains. The roller coaster still. The other ride I'm wanting to build, which I've started a bit of work on, in the swamps, because you get obviously you get the rain. Been experimenting with paths, so I've been experimenting with that. But I'm going to build a ghost train. Obviously, if I go back to the correct environment, because at the moment I've got environment fixed to clear, but if I go back to the correct environment, it'll be rainy and misty and quite horrid. Swamp. So that's the idea, is the ghost train will be in the swamp. But this is the other path that's going to go towards Boat Go Wee, because you notice they are heading in each other's direction. So what I want to try for Boat Go Wee, because I'm going to start building Boat Go Wee, but I'm going to try a couple of experiments. These are where I've just been... You'll find bits like this every so often, where I've just did an experiment. These here, the reason I had these here was because I building pipetted them, because then you can do... Not that one. I built that one wrong. That one. If you pipette that one as a building, you can then rotate it like that en masse, and that is what became backdrop for the tyre sign. Or Thor. So that's basically Thor. One of the theming pieces I was going to drop in front of that, actually, because I put that Aspen there and then I realised it wasn't really appropriate for what I was going to put there. Yeah. The one I can never find. Destructor, that one. Not sideways. One of those on there. Platform. Easiest way to do this is if I just pipette that piece angle. So that now looks a bit more lightning-y. You pull that, it does actually strike. Does it cause it to... Well, the idea of boat go wee, I'm going to try a different way of building it. See if this actually works. Because last time I didn't really have as good an understanding of some of the structures. What I'm hoping we can do, build it out of, let me rotate to start. I'm hoping I can build a trough like that, and pipette that. Oh. At that. The other angle. Now this is the only bit, is I've got to make sure same angle. I'm also hoping I can do it with the big boat. So let me drop that back down, drop a couple of angles. So that's now doing, I do 3. 1, 2. Same angle. That's the same angle, so I can build in pipette that now. That's the boom. If I repeat that, expect repeat that. Just clear all this crud away. If I repeat that as an experiment with these, build it 5. Building pipette that. Rotate it 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Got that on there. That's the flume. And while I'm at it, I might as well put the supporting structure on, which would be if I put those like that and then building pipette that, rotate it back to its regular angle. That's the correct angle of dangle for that. And find somewhere out of the way to paste that where it's not going to pick anything else up. Set it to the correct pitch. Right. So that's the angle I'm thinking of for the flume for Boat Go Wee. I drop a boat in there. Does it slide? I think that one might be a bit big. Oh yes, Boat Go Wee. Just slide down that. I now building pipette that. Extend that. Flume for Boat Go Wee. Let's try another boat in it again. If the carve will work. I can only try it. It's fucking huge. Let's be honest. The Drakkar, I mean, it's fucking huge. But if that works, that would be absolutely wacky. Might not be able to paste it in actually. Might not have enough. Wow. Oh. Oh, look at that. That looked great. I think we need to do it with a Drakkar. Conclusion. Big vote goes we. I think we need to have a big vote go we again. Yeah, so the only problem you've got is actually snapping it in. Oh, it fell out! It fell out! I don't like it! Problem is getting it actually lined up in there, look. Snap's wrong. Ah, not there! Eat me back, you knob! If you can get it in there, it does go away. Well, that's what I'm thinking, because now I've got the profile. Because I've made the profile. But it's an easy enough job now to just make that slightly bigger. But then there's also, I was thinking if I can do them curved. Because if I can do a curved ramp, I can put a curve in it. If I put a curve in it, though, I'd need to put the little boat in. If I put the little boat in, what's that, look? I mean, that really doesn't actually go wee as well as I thought, actually. A bit disappointing, that one. I think it's going to have to be big boat. So what I could do with this, because I know the angles and everything, I could actually just extend it with flattened pieces at the end. Going to be at the right angle. Good he is, you know. He's snapping at the right position, I think. If that makes a difference. All right. Yeah, that's drifting away, look. Yeah, so yeah, I'm going to have to paste that to the ground. This is why I wanted to make sure there were nothing around this ramp, so when I go like this and go and obliterate it, it's not going to hurt anything else around it. That's that rock. Oh. Well, that was that size of boat go wee ramp. So let's make the boat go wee ramp a little bit bigger. So that was 5, so let's go for 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go for 8. Building pipette that. Rotate it to the angle. Rotate it to the angle again. So I thought it would look wrong one. I've done it wrong. Let's do it again up here. So it's rotate it to the angle. 1, 2. Right, 1 in. Yeah, 2. So rotate it back up. 1, 2. So that's the better boat go wee ramp. Which should also, because of the size of it, also support the log as its prop. That should now building people. Let's try this as a boat go wee ramp. Let me clear a room for it because I want it to go over into the water over there when it go wee. Let me get rid of these rocks and clear the bed. Probably will go quite frantic and clear everything Bottom of that. Get loads of room. Make that flat. Dip it up at its angle. Might need a piece to snap that on actually. Put a piece in. Start it with. Go vertically. Building pipette that again. Right one. Let's flatten that out. So the idea is that should sit there. I don't need it to actually sit on it. I just need something to line it up with. That'd be better closer. That right. No, because it's a Drakkar, isn't it? It's huge, so I've got to give it enough room. But I'm sending a Drakkar down it. So let me get rid of that now. Building pipette that. Start pasting that. I'm going to go for quite a long ramp this time, if it'll let me paste it. It's not created a snap point on there. For some reason that's not creating snap points. Let me get rid of those. Try again. Yeah, I think it's that wood in the end that's masking this. Yeah, it's masking the snaps. Right. Do we think that is long enough? That is a lot bigger than the old boat go wee. I will obviously need a at that. Hello, Vic. Hello, Victor, 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 Victor. I'm building a new boat, go away. It's going to be epic. It's named after Goat's Ride. I take that all the way down into the water. Like that. Right, let me send a Drakkar down that. That works. So it's big boat go wee this one. Right, so it sticks at the bottom. I think we had this last time actually. You just send the smaller one down. I know we're thinking sending the Drakkar down, but let's send the longship down and see what that does. It is bloody big, the Drakkar. Might just be a size issue. Let's send the longship down. So the longship slides, look. And the longship does the same. Right, that's grounding, that's why. That's grounding. What I need to do is take the ground down a bit. Which I can do underwater. Then level the terrain. Right, let's see if that's made it go any. Does anything go down that? You're neither home nor in the mood. Well, I'm the same. I get moody sometimes. If that does it. It's still not working very well. Try. It may just be this material, actually. It may just be this material, or it may be the angle at angle. Let me delete some of the bottom of this ramp and see if I can drop it off a bit more. Other than that, how are you, Vic? Right, that's that one gone. So that's got rid of the bottom of the ramp a bit more. And another long ship down it. Hopefully the right way around. It might just be too steep. It might be too steep. Let's just shallow it at a bit of an angle, less of an angle a dangle. But looking at that, put the Drakkar at the side. Drakkar absolutely pisses it. The Drakkar go down it. Let me try something then. Ah. Careful what I'm deleting. I'm a streaker. Ooh, yes you are. Goat's broke his streak and I don't know why. Let's build in pipette that again. Try that again. But oh, the only thing is I need that reference material at the bottom. Try it this way. Of course, if I put that one in. Oh no, it's not, is it? It's just ignore me. Go away. I use that as my snapping point. Pet that again. Oh, the kid. What kid? The kid with the power. What power? The power of voodoo. Voodoo, you do. I remind me of the kid. I know. Let me change the number of well, that's not as steep, I don't think. Not as steep. What I should be able to do. See that up there. Not going to be anywhere near as high. I think it would just hit in the angle of the. It'd probably be better actually not being quite as high. Because the thing is, you've got to get up to the start of it. And another boat from. That works. Let's try the big boy again. Try the Drakkar, not that way on. Try the. Oh. Slide at that. I remember having this problem with the last boat go wee, to be honest. You have to get the exact angle. Well, let me. me remove some of that. And I've done with putting one at the right angle, but unfortunately I don't think about doing that, did I? Turn this again. I'm wondering if inertia in this game works. Right. That. Turn it like that. This'll work. If this works, I'll eat my hat. Honestly. It's going to work in it. Up a Drakkar, you know, that can be the loading on area. Makes it down the first bit okay. Does it go down this? Whoa, my God. But it stops. I think it stops because it grounds. I think it just hits ground, that's what it is. But let me remove that. Let me remove some of that. Put it in the Drakkar, wherever it is. Copy that. New building. Let's see if I've got a picture to reference it to. That was a new building. Right, what about if I drop the boat into the water? How that? I want to do it with Drakkar. Seriously, it just looks so mint. Full boat. So that sets off rolling. But then it just, yeah. I don't know why they're just doing that. Yeah, well, that's the other thing I think. If it just can't take the Drakkar because it's huge. Previously, I think it was either the Longship or the Carve I used. Now the Longship is that. So yeah, they're hitting the water and stopping, which they never did in the previous game. Just do that. That is at the right angle. Put that in place and take it actually into the water. See if it launches it into the water. It could also just be this wood, this material. Let's try it with the carve first. Carve works. Clumsily. Yeah, they are hitting the water and stopping. What about do locks go away? I don't know. Do locks go away? Let's have a look. Are there any locks? Usually there's some hanging around down here, but I think they've seen my deviant activities and scarpered. They're like, do you know what? We're not going to stay around this guy because he's doing weird shit with his. So that. See, that does go away. It's when they stop. They just hit the water and stop, which is like, you know, not good. They should not hit the water and stop. They should go away. Boats go away. Right, let's see if I actually chuck it off the bottom. See what it does. Yeah, they just don't want to go away. Something's changed in the mechanics of the game, I think. Yes, I've deepened the water. I have deepened the water. That's the longboat. Longship. Not effective a wee. Whee! But they hit the water. It could also be because this isn't ocean. This isn't actually ocean. Could be that it needs ocean to drop into. That's ocean. Yeah, it's not really going wee, is it? So let me grab one of those. Grab that one. Go over the ocean over here. Go and drop it over here and try dropping a boat on us. What happens when it goes into ocean? There's that lovely sort of rock field here. What is, I can put it on. Let's try it on that. Snap it against any rocks. Snap it against. Nothing to snap it against. Snap it against that tower. Yeah, I could snap it against that. Oh, there's a rock there. Let's snap it against the rock. So that is into ocean. That's definitely into ocean. Let's get rid of that rock. See if this works. If it's a got to be ocean thing. If not, I'll have to try it doing the old method. Let's try it with the Drakkar first. Or does boat go wee into ocean? Nope. The boat does not like going wee into anything. Let's try. This is how I did it on last boat goes wee. This material. One boat, piss off. I think it were them. Done with them. I know he's not going to be a very pretty solution, but see if this works. I think it was those last one. That was like the launching platform. Right, let's send that one down it. Nope. Boat's not going wee. Boat's going plop. However, it does give me an idea. if they're not going we, if they could have changed the mechanics in the game. That's all I'm saying. You know, they could have changed the mechanics. Boat Go We might not work on Jonathan's server anymore. Thank you. That. So what I'm thinking is, if I copied that as a building, again, more bloody ramps. The right way around. What I could do is that down. And I needed that as well, Vic. I'm so glad of that. I really needed those. Right, I wonder if it can give, any... I'll be amazed if this works. It'll go wee, it just won't fly into the middle of the sea. I mean, the other thing I could do is load up Jonathan's server, go and grab Boat Go Wee and just copy the ride and just see what happens. It could just be these, as I say, it could just be these planks. See, what I think is going to happen is that's going to valley just there. Spectacularly spectacular. Get rid of that. Well, yeah, I'm trying to build it out of better looking materials. That's all it is. Last time it was just thrown together planks, if you remember. Right, let's send that down. If I send it down right ramp. Send that down and see what that looks like. See, that's just stuck. It's not stuck before. Yeah, so it's now sticking on something. But at the moment, I think the best one, that one. Let me just make sure actually with that the right way around, because if it's wrong way around, they'll get stuck. Right way around. Oh yeah, it is the right way around. Ah! There we go. It's... and... plop. Boat Go, not we. Delete some... delete some from there and send another one down. The one... Yep. Boat's not going wee. Right, let's try doing it using the old-fashioned method then, because it could just be this method. They're not getting enough speed up. Let me do the other method. Remove that, all that lot. Let's build them using the old method. Get rid of those there, that one there, but not that one. Because it may be... actually, what I could try doing... yeah, let me build it from the flat pieces first, easier. Let me build it. 4 up. Right, same the way. 3, 4. 4 up either way. So that's giving that sort of trough, which is a lot smoother. Now that sort of angle. Try building pipette that now. Put a post at the bottom. Again. see if the material smoothness makes a difference. Not letting snap. Get rid of that. Ultimately, this is smoother. It might be able to be narrowed down as well, because that is probably a bit too wide. So let's send a backer down that and see what happens. If it moves any faster. Nope, still hitting. In the bottom there though. I think that's grounding. Let me go down and lower the bottom. Grounding. Right, let's try again. Lowered the bottom. Everybody needs a lower bottom. Drakkar is pretty huge. It's in the bottom. Nope. I just think the physics of this has been changed. Beginning to wonder if the physics has been changed. Let's send the carve down next. I think that was the original one I sent down with a carve. That's not really wanting to make it down at all. Try the longship next. That were backwards, that's why. They don't go down very well backwards. Longship. Yeah, on Jonathan's they went absolutely bloody miles. Could log into Jonathan's server and have what I did on there. But the original boat go away. If he's not changed the password, build server. But the original boat go away. Oh, hello, Lucy. Hello, thank you for your raid. Thank you for your raid. Let's have a look. Is John's Valheim server up? How you been doing? I'm sorry, no latex again today. I'm shiny though. They're very shiny. But yes, welcome in. I'm hoping you've had a good stream. I was actually going to wear my red latex jeans as well, to be honest, and no raided me. Yeah, John's Valheim server is not up at the moment. Fortunately, I can't go and look at. Actually, was that one John's Valheim server? I'm just thinking because the address changed. Nope. Thank you for the raid though. It's still lovely. Yeah, John's Valheim server isn't up by the looks of it, so we're going to have to stick with the Gnome universe and just try. We want to see you shiny as. Oh, well, I'll tell you what. I'll promise I'll do it next Sunday. I'll wear latex next Sunday. Go for some latex. I wore it a couple of weeks ago. Just it's been a bit cold the last few days. I'm trying to build boat go wee. I'm failing. What I'm going to do. Red one. Is that a thing then? Do you want me to wear my red latex jeans next week? I only have red latex jeans. I don't have anything else. Don't have anything else red. No cost and clear. So 0.5. clear this mist. Yes, my reddies. You love my reddies, don't you? Yeah, I think they are, aren't they? Although the leather jeans seem to be becoming a fan favourite as well. They are quite nice jeans though, those red leather ones. Let me just do something really silly. I'm just going to send it down at a stupid angle. See if there's enough speed, if it can break that thing at the bottom. Send them down at a stupid angle. Let's put a building pipette there. Let's send it down at a very, very silly angle. Let's see what happens here. That is a much steeper angle. Let's just see if we can actually get it. Bloody thing to work. That's the angle done. So red latex jeans. But what would I wear them with? That's the question. Wearing with a biker jacket. Because I've got my latex biker jacket. So let's try that. It's probably just not going to work, but well, we can see. That's a stupid angle to hit the water at, to be honest. This is probably going to be boat goes, wah, shite! Yeah, look, they're just not working. Sorry, boat go, we in. We can't have a boat go away because it's not working for some reason. Don't know why it is. I'm a bit gutted at that. I can make it, it's just unfortunate it's not going to be a fully working ride really. The one I preferred actually was when I made it with that and sent the Drakkar down. So what I might do is do it as more of a curved ride. Let me do it as more of a curved ride. Put that on there, that'll take the base of the Drakkar. Yeah, boat won't we? And then we'll building pipette that again. So building pipetted out on this one. So we're building pipetted that. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to do, because it's not really working, I'm going to go most for aesthetics. Need auto, that's the one. Let's go for aesthetics instead. But make a steeper. Yep, you enjoy your loot, Lucy, and I'll hopefully see you again and next promise. Shiny Sunday, there will be latex. But Vic will enjoy that as well. No, Vic's partial to the old, but shinies. If I go for that. Hello, not so shiny loons. Thank you, Bourbon. You pointed out. Yeah, unfortunately. Have you built anything on this server, by the way? Let's do it like that. Are you working hard? Working hard or hardly working? Right, let's do it this way. You watch, this one will bloody. Oh, it's sliding. Let me remove a layer off the end of there. Get rid of that. Do that. Someone tells me before I had to taper it down. Taper it down. So that's tapered it down like that. Goes off there. Do that with it. Right, let me just send a boat down now like that. Send a Drakkar down like that. Huge Drakkar. Oh. Often just sticks. You just building pipette that. Put a few more on. I've got a launch position. It's a very high start this though. If I launch it from up there, see if it gives enough speed. I might copy one of those actually, put a spire in. That's alright. Might put a spire in. Right, let me send a Drakkar down there. Make sure it's the right way around, then it won't work it down otherwise. Let's go a bit more go before it starts. Hey, plop. If I take the end off there, it's still going to make it to the water, which is not quite as whizzy as it was on Boat Go Away. For some reason, get rid of that. Another one. One of those. But it does make it to the water. I just one. Hammer broke. Oh, hammer broke. I've got a hammer just in this here. This little house here. I left that there. That were already there. This little thing here. So it's encapsulated into the back of a ride now. Your portal was. Yeah, I think it were called Goat One actually. It's not too far away actually. It's. Oh, it's just across the water there. We've got Goat 3 nearby. Let's see how that manages. Flash! The Boat Go Away doesn't whiz across the bay. Fortunately. If I update the map, I should see the build location. Right. Well, I'd have to go to a thingy to refresh the map. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to base it on the fact it's going to be this. Will they hold the boat? They hold the boat? Question. I don't think they will. I think it's going to have to be a... So they will hold the boat. However, Be a lot wider to allow the boat to go. The boat doesn't naturally want to go on its own either. It's going to have to be a push job. There we go. Push it to get going. Let me just try pushing it. Yeah, even when I push it, it don't work. Can't find any snowy mountains with a decent view. Right. Let me copy a spire. A rock spire. Find a rock spire. 3, or is it 2 or 3 rock spires in the plains? Just let them spawn in. I got one there, one there, one there. Yeah, I think this. I can't remember if there's 2 or 3. Heath rock pillar. Oh, Heath rock pillar. And Heath rock pillar, so it's all the same one. And problem is I can't get to see the bloody top and bottom. Straighten that up. Shadow below where it is. Out there, isn't it? Well, that's... Oh! That were pretty bloody good. That were actually really good. Well positioned. So what I'll do then is I will put those... Oh. I don't think I can actually do that. Don't think I can do that. See if I can just build. Same angle. Yep, that's angle. I've got to make a way holding that boat. Make a way holding the boat movable, and I think it's going to be a doer. The only problem is there's no point because it doesn't set up on its own anyway. The loxers are back. Oh right, yeah they are. Yeah, they spawn there a lot. I think it's a spawn position for 3 lock. It's always 3 as well. So that would have to be further down there. I put the container there. What about that one? Fill that with it. Don't go at the same angle, look. One. Do they go? No, well, the locks won't go wee, will it? Because they don't ragdoll. I don't think locks as ragdoll. You'd have to have a mob that ragdolls to go away. So that should mean that I can do that. I don't think the boat will go wee over those. Let's have a look. Will the boat go wee over those? But just sit there like an idiot. Not that it's really going to be able to go wee, but you know, I want to make it look like it should. Oh, I was just 2 boats down to go wee. Oh, yeah, it does go wee over the gates. Eee, splash. And do the gates stop it then? The big gates make it not go wee. Yep, the gates stop it, look. There we go. So that is good. Quite centered. Happy angle. Oh, that is the maximum number of snapping angles you can support. Not over there. Waiting for that to dissolve. The problem with wrecks, they just sit there for ages. There we go, that's a bit more centered. Oh, boat go wee. Now a thing. I should be able to do loading station. Which is probably going to be a little bit lower than I originally thought. It's the loading station A. Well, you don't need an unloading station, do you? Because the unloading station's at the bottom. So we could actually go in a little bit further. That. Right. Oh yeah, I could put a wreck in actually. There is a wreck. Let's find one. There is a wreck I can use. We'd be looking at that sort of action. Loading for the boathouse. Very long ladder up. Snapping. Which is why I put that there. I think I can use that as a building thing. That. Well, that was the idea of it. Probably build it so that the front end just sticks out of the boathouse. Well, yeah, you're not going to load it here, are you? You're not going to unload it here, I mean, to be honest. Think about it. People are going to go off at bottom. That's what I want to do. Onto there. That's the loading. So I can build that. We've got the idea now. I can build that out of stream. That's the other thing I wanted to build today. The goat house. Ghost house. Ghost train. The ghost train wants to be in the swamp, so I know the environment's not good at the moment, so let me just snap the number of pieces back down again. The mobs in the swamp are the best. The idea of the ghost train going to be quite a big structure. An island hotel with a sunset view. Well, you have to make sure there's a portal to it, and I'll come and visit it in a stream. I'll look at it. I keep building over there. We've also, because we're in swamps, of course, we've got water. Yeah. We're basically like the ghost train on John's server. But the thing is, I'm just revising. Every version is going to be, it's better than the last. There's some of these trees. I'm going to put them back later though. I'll get rid of all these. All these trees. And put all this lot back later, so don't worry about that. I'm not going to lose anything. The space for this. Let's level the terrain up. I am going to use the water. Bet you've not seen this before, have you? A dry swamp. And possibly even make an outside area. So, onto another octagon on the other side. I think I've just raised that. Leech crawling around. That's what a leech looks like when it's on land, by the way. In case you're wondering. Like on land. Oh, Skelly. Oh, right. Not terribly. Well, I don't know how many people are playing on the server at the moment, to be honest. Usually, when I make a hotel, I usually make about between 4 and 6 rooms. I've that there, like so. What I did with the last ghost train is I actually made it made it 2-story, but I don't think it really did much to be 2-story. I don't think it did much for it. I'm just going to make this one 1-story. Well, that's the basic shape of it. Like an octagon on each corner. What I'm thinking with this one is that this one would probably be the one where we'd go out into the swamp. Want to be longer, or possibly just have a door on it. I could actually have it flat backed. Well, flat back like that. Not right size, is it? Something's gone wrong with one of the angles there. It's gone wrong. That one. Wrong. Oh, why did I just level that? That one. Skull and crossbones. One. It's 4 on that side, 4 on that side. Where it's gone wrong, look, is there. However, wasting a lot of time doing that. I don't. Miss that. Bit like that. Oh, hey. That. So no, it's so. Control Z. Undo. Lovely in Valheim. So that is the basic outline structure. So that is the basic outline structure of the way I did the ghost train last time. Used the Growstone side tracks. This time I'm going to bury it a bit more. Let's have start it there. Well, the idea would be Growstone. Where is it? Heavy build. Needs something to raise that up a bit. That steps in. I need it to just poke through. How should we mark it? Right, well, yeah, I will have to update the map. If you're going to update the central map, because you have to remember, the central map is the one that is over in the command center. Because it only updates each map individually. Now that's an angle, a dangle like that. So that's the sort of angle I need. Is that? snapping to eye. Wanting to snap inside the wood, so that would mean that I would have to change how that's aligned. Try this. That would let me drop that down a little bit more. Just see if I do my old faithful trick. If I put beam up there, one of those on it, should now let me create any snapping point I want. Embedded in the thing, but it doesn't look like it's going to let me do it like that. Like what I'm going to have to do is go around and put the track in first, the wood in afterwards, wood in oil after. You look there, that is a little bit too low. Little tiny smidge too low, that. Try a bit higher. There we go. So that's how you do a rail. Rail, as in a ghost train rail. So the idea would be that you put those on there sideways like that, and I know they're not shiny, unfortunately. It's just one of those things. Rotate them like that. Hit. Ghost train track. Each corner, we can do that. That's created it. Big. Right, what about if I put those upside down? They work. Nah, they don't work. But they do that way up. Do that way up. Also, those work. I can. Oh. Oh, she brought me a drink. No hot chocolate today, but she's working. She's working, but she has bought me She's brought me a very nice can of counterfeit Pepsi, which is very nice, from Lidl. We do use Lidl. It's the real thing. Oh no, it's the choice of a new generation, isn't it? Pepsi. Beppis. It's the choice of a new generation. So that's how you do a ghost train. What I will do, apart from moving my mouse off there, if I put those like so, need a loading station. Loading station would be like that. loading station. Now the thing is, I don't want the cars to be too wide. So if I make a car, then it might be an idea because it look right. Let me make a car. Right, snap. Create that as a snapping pin. That fits into that space. Couple more balls of dangle. That would be base layout of a car. Slightly wider. I can put nice chairs on it. That. Bring them backwards slightly. Wait. Might be a little bit too buried. Again. Well, that's sort of fits. Now, you'll want to go and pick some up from over here. Because just at the start of here, up. Hammer broke. Ah! Luckily, I have a mending station. Right. Got that. What can I do with that? Let's pet that. Oh, it's just lost it for me. Frick. Pet that again. That's that one. Pet that again. Lost it. Pet the skull. Set that to its home position. Thinking. ghost train cars. Bit of portcullis. Wheels. Bearing in mind I've got to be able to pipette this and move it elsewhere. Yeah, you can't do that now. They made it suck balls, what they've done. Right. So for wheels, got that. Quite a cool one. I've used a lot for wheels. Don't know if that'll fit inside there, that's the problem. Like that. That gives me a wheel. Back wheels, I'll just do the wheels on. A ghost train, the back wheels just tend to follow. Tend not to be driven, they tend to like get dragged. Yeah, it's a lot of money, but see. It's the graphics cards, don't you think they're so expensive these days, the graphics cards? Just like that. Same. Let's see if they work with the shields. I don't know if I've got. I have got a shield on there. I think that is just floating a little bit. Ah. How many times have you done that? Try and make those level with the bottom like that. Corner. Yeah. Oh, closer, but not perfect. Down a bit from like that. 6 is there. That's touching. Right, so that's got that. And I put a hammer on this thing again. Very back corner and down a little bit. I put. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a different, slightly different style of how I do the cars on this one. Another buzz on shield wood, basic wooden shield. Right, so that is 6 on there. Right, so the idea is I'm going to delete those. I'm going to build that, the building. I can do that with it. Copy it into position. One out there. I can drop that into position 3 times like that, and the only thing I need to pipette again, because it is the skull. Believe it or not, now snaps really beautifully. Did on that one. We go. That skull. That one. Oh, I don't think I can. Don't think I can delete that skull. I have to remove the item. can just remove that item. Get a new one. Same 1-3. Goal in place. Now have rematching ours. Can probably put a fourth one in as well. Because the first turn doesn't happen till there. Now the other thing I can do is put one actually inside as well. That's not yet. Let's do that later. So let's have a slightly more room in this one for display. Happening there? Why is that not right? Right. Yeah. Yeah, if it's one away from the edge, it's close. That is in relation to the edge. Ah, that's far enough away, look. That's got a little gap at the side. One of the things I do want to do is I want to have a rib cage room. That rib cage. The rib cage. I don't want to have a going through a rib cage as a feature of it. Just drop that there for can pick it up later. Make sure it's got enough room to fit entirely inside the rack. Thinking if that and make it bigger as well. Where's the rib cage? Right. The rib cages. There's an entire skeleton. Actually, it's just most of it's not used. Right, let's put the rib cage up on one of those. Rib cage is better the other way around because it gets smaller. That's going from chest to neck. Let me just remove that. Its problem is it's a bit easier to remove. Try the other way around. Diagonal Select that again. That. That. You've got to create the snap point. I put my mouse on top of that, look, upward. Want the ribs. Thing is, the train has got to fit through in its entirety. That fit through now in its entirety. I know I could just go, oh, it'll be okay. Like, I put that into the rib cage. The problem is I don't think I can snap on metal. But yeah, I mean, it would go through. Go through in its entirety, yeah. Those ribs there are a bit too tight, look. And just clip them. Could do. Very slight elevation change. Can't really tilt the rib cage, can I? If I tilt the rib cage, it makes it a bit too low. Rib cage again. Right back. I can't remember if I put it off with the block of wood or not. Put block of wood in. Get that. I put it off that. That's the problem. If I tip it, maximum. Top it there. Bit like that. That actually looks like it's really closing in well. Put the wooden flooring in and see how that works. Remember, you're going to be sat down, so you don't have to be able to walk through it. Wooden Doyle. That's how that would work. You might still be able to walk through there, actually. You can. Oh my god, you can still walk through the entire rib cage. Probably do. And an equi-spaced snap point there. That one any better? That one on tap. That one the better one. Not quite right. There we go. Do you have a pickaxe on you? It's black marble. Yeah, I'm not minding that. Oh, that does work very well. If I put those in like this, I'm just see how fuel snap position. You off because that many. I do that. That would give me quite a cool view. Now what I'm wondering is, yes, I've got a pickaxe on me, by the way. I mine down a little bit. I think I can lower without mining. I don't want to mine too much because I'll start mining the black marble. If I can expose the swamp. I can expose the swamp a little bit. There's the swamp. Level it out. Not like that. If I do that. Right, will this work? What shape is that? I'm thinking if I expose the swamp. Hang on, am I in swamp here? Yeah, I am still in swamp. Alright, it looks a bit... If I do that, then fly again. Basically, that's rib cage over the swamp. And bit of swamp water around the edges so you can see the swamp. I need wildlife though. That looks more or less swampy than reeds. Oh, they don't crack predictably. That's the only reason why I've not done this. What I'll do for a support structure for that, we'll put big grouston. Big grouston like that. We've got water there. Water. This should work. Should work in water. Not too deep. Water. Oh. That is creepy. Look. That's not even enclosed yet. That's the rib room. There's actually an arm over here as well. We pet the arm. That grabbing here out of the rib room. So you come out of the rib room and you've got that in front of you. What bones I can put in it? There is. They're called giant things. So spawn. Giant brain, giant helmet 2, giant skull. So giant skull frack is that. Quite nasty. And that can be shrunk down as well, so we can have a bit of a bone room going off here. Actually have that like half embedded in ground. That. Thinking it probably like that, which is a bit. Do that, yeah. From there to create a half into that station. And then that's a different room. So you've got to make sure when you put the when you make the track, make sure that you allow slightly wider. Notice this, they're about the width of a board. Put piece there. That's created a portal. Created a way into the thing, and then it's just a case of one of those side. That's how the bones will look. I think probably a round log there actually, or rustic. You have to remember some of this you're not really going to see. And remember, all this is going to be closed in and dark, and also a swampy environment. Oh, yeah, still getting raids. Just chill. Or ghosts. Oh, ghosts need to be in my... I need some ghosts in there. I wonder if I can cage ghosts. Been banished for now. That didn't take much doing. I don't think you can cage a ghost, can you? Problem. Yeah, let's just carry on making this back for now. Back to the heavy build. Back. Need a good view of the spine as you go in, as you go into it. All right. We'll find out. I don't know if you can cage them, that's the problem. Come there, look. Don't seem to be doing much. A pipette a ghost. And pipette a ghost. Ooh, I mean, it does pipette there, look. Whether they'll stay around in there or not, we'll see. So while I'm on this floor in position, oh. Yes, stay where you are. You, Casper. Let's Grouston there, outside. I think Grouston's probably the darkest material. Grouston, like that. Basically, it's to stop light getting out or in. Create quite a dark environment. That'd stop that getting in. Need to remove that. That's in a bit. Yes, I don't know. Move that actually without. Where even is it? Entity, Jack into skull, frack, destroyed. Yeah, that's the thing I'm thinking, is if I grouston them in, possibly can't even go through the grouston. Well, that's the ribcage chamber, which took quite a lot of the thing. I can always extend it. I did think of taking it out into the swamp as well, to be fair. I do need a skeleton cage. I don't know if I can do... I did manage a skeleton cage on Jonathan's. Just check that, and that's not coming... That's popping. But it's not popping through. Ah. Yeah, that's just popping. I want a skeletons. A room of skeletons. See, I could put there with that as well and see if they're staying. They're staying, actually. They're staying around, so, you know, it could be an interesting one. Now, this one's skeletons. I do know stay in cages. Easily cage a skeleton. Don't floating around. Go in front of the skeleton's cage. For the what? The Burning Tomb boss. No, I don't actually. If you know what his name is. He's a boss though, isn't he? I think bosses are different. I do if that big skeleton. Yeah, if you know his name. I don't want you all to see the skeleton. Do that until you're actually at the roof. That off. That view off. Brenner. It's called Brenner. Let's see what his name is in here then. Not called Brenner in here. Skeleton. Let's have a look what his name is on the thing. See if I can summon him. Because he shouldn't attack me. Brenner. Brenner is a mini boss from Valheim. Look. Skeleton Hilda. Him. Guy. I'll put a couple more normal skeletons away in. A couple of normal skeletons in with him. Preferably not on top of each other. Get off. That's Brenner then. Just try and close it in as much as I can. Mostly because I just don't want other stuff going in. I think with them, we'll do a red light. A red light, easiest way of doing red lights is to put our furniture lava lamp. Ah, and I broke my thing. I've built myself a... Yeah, have I? Oh, let's go back here. I'm just curious, because the other thing I do need is plants. I'm just gonna pick up. Can't put all the plants there, but what I can do is I pipette. I pipette that. Quite small on that. That with it. Half dead. That. That. All right then. Pipette that. Yeah, they've disappeared, haven't they? But they're still in there, my scallybobs. I thought ghosts could go through walls, to be honest. I thought it were... I think they can go through anything, pretty much. On a piece. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't have Casper. Friendly ghost. Actually, originally, I think it was like a name. Cartoon Casper. Now, let's have a glimpse point. cautious as I can. And then that's where I'll take it back onto regular flooring. It's a regular flooring from. Oh, be a room then. Now, what have I got swamp bush wise, really? Got that scraggy tree. Get them in swamp. There, good then. I can use. Get the dead trees. Dead tree. Plant those though with the planting. Should be able to shrink. Get those. Well. To make sure I don't get any bloody, because they won't look right. Turn this into a proper room. They poke through, don't they? But you're not going to see them behind ribs there. Or that one. Oh, you are? You're going to see them? You what? That way. Sloping. Mess with your head. They mess with your head. Make everything. Make that slope like that so it looks like it's. And that can be the way into the swamp. Line those up with the bottom. There will be a cutting. Those. Oh. Oh. See, with a sloping room then. Just that's a pack of grass. Stuff that's in through. The interesting bit. Ooh, Vicky's playing games. On. Right, so I've got to turn this now. To that right. Walked up in. Basically do. That. Same time as it does that. All right. Not with that one. Round a little bit. Round again. And again. should line it up quite nicely with the door. What am I planning to do with this? That again. What I can do with those is putting a door in. I can chin. Healing. Ow. Next. This is the bit you're gonna love. Purples and greens, actually. Purple. Indeed. Actually, also think. Cross. Those. The problem with those doors is they're directional. Thinking of taking you out through a window. I'll take you out through a window instead. Do that. Window. Scariest looking food. Let's have a look. What's the scariest looking food? Yeah, that one's a bit bad. The glow in the dark one, Sonny. Poison resistance. Some liquids. Some soups and broths. How did they do that? It'd be nice if I could put an armour stand on and put the armour upside down, but I think I don't. That's the way out. Get me out of here, I would need to put get that bit up. So make me more sensitive that off the angle. There we go. That's in the middle now. That is, get that up. Side of that. That. Go a little bit higher. Probably do it. You does. That. Do those, I just basically match that up. I like it. Wood. What's that? Go. So the only thing I wish I could do is like broken glass, which I can't, fortunately. Pull that around there. Like you go through a window. Actually. Build this outside structure up now. I think I've still got my plate piece, had I? Bit of home. 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's change top. Not have it looking like a bloody log cap. Let's change the top. Sort of thing. Not the floor, the decorative wall panel. Building pipette. Ah, so I need to get that. Ah. That panel. Done. Go. That as a standalone piece, and then I don't think it's across under that. That's realise what I've not done there. I've not copied a single one. Not copied a single bloody piece of that. Move all of this one. Put in that piece of Grouston I've just. That eye, is that going to cut? That's touching Grouston. Shit. I need to grab. Right, mate. Must grab a single piece and paste it down as a single entity. Get rid of those at the end after we put that. Hammer. The hammer mending shop. Launched free fall. At that panel. That's pipetted that. Oh. Pretty much that back in there. There is. That. And because it'll just pop you another piece across which will flash. That's correct now. So there, one layer of that. Pipette that again. So that's what it's going to look like. Roof. Roof. Start with it'll probably be up and then a flat roof on it. It's nice and dark. Like that. Ironically, that just works beautifully, so I could build that as a flat top tower. I could possibly build one of those on top of it. Try building pipette that. Do that with it. Creates me a tower. Very woodland mansion, isn't it? From very woodland mansion. Right, what I'm going to do is then I'm going to put. You're not going to see the roof. The Disney. Oh, for fuck's sake! A forced perspective. No, see 'em. So then the only materials that are waterproof. Chills, and they're multiplying, and I'm losing control. Be an easy cover up. Right. Well, that's got most of it covered. Loading. Hills. Oh, it's them things. Fenring. Fenrir. That gives me a flat roof to work from. What I'll do is I'll just overbuild. Build the roof. If I build that. Craft that. That again. There. Chill out. There'll be some visible stuff in here. Made it through into the that. knock out a hole there. Yeah. Whoa. Well, that's what it looks like from the outside. Masking that there. Quite easy. We just do that way. One of those. Inside. And because water's going to come in through there. Poke through. Poke through. Yep, that pokes through. The thing I could do with putting roof in it is just put a flat roof in it like that. That don't poke through. That. Basically all about just stopping any rain getting in. Show you what it looks like with the correct environment now. Get a feel of it. Actually, I think that I can put one in there, can't I? There, like that. Right, so and so this is now going to be the correct weather for the swamp. We'll make it about 0.7, so it's just getting dark. This, my friends, all we've got on the haunted house so far. Skelly's in there, look. Big Skelly with fire. Got that, which I have to say, bloody amazing. Thought about that. That final green. Room of that. You know, that's going to be the room of fire. Probably put a fire, loads of fires in there. I'm thinking of having a room where you go through fire anyway. That's the upside down room. Go out the back of the building here, so we're going to go out there. The way out. Make it look like you burst through the outside of the building. I like that. Oh, so that's where you're going to head into the swamp itself. That. In a lovely ghost train, but that, I mean, how that's turned. Better when all the roof in and out darkened up outside. What I'm thinking with those is that close it in, or like that. can't see the side of the roof. That. Get that sort of thing going on. Perhaps even lead you into it through columns. Oh. Yes, Grouston keeps the rain out. You look, you are sheltered. The Grouston. There you go, shelter. So you can put a flat roof on it and then just have the features from the edge. So when you stood at it at the edge, look, it looks like actually it's looking like a woodland mansion from Minecraft. Anyway, it is 9 o'clock, and you know what that means. And who's around? There's only 3 of us left, so I'm going to just call it a night. Thank you for watching. I will see you on Tuesday. I will spend a bit of time on Boat Go Away and see if I can get that finished, and I'll spend more time on this and put more stuff in it.